Shalom, shalom. As always, we're going to start off by giving our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. And salutation to the Akim that scattered abroad, that's dwelling in truth and sincerity. With that, we're going to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Wadi Yahweh Shai for allowing me to come out here today. And we're going to get straight into it. This is Ezekiel 2 and verse 3. And it reads, "And he said unto me, Son of man, I sent thee to the children of Israel." You know, because the Lord has sent his men to the children of Israel. You know, so that's who I'm talking to, you know. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that have rebelled against me. They and their fathers has transgressed against me, even unto this very day. How do you transgress against Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai? Because you do not keep his laws. You know, the laws that the Lord commanded us to keep in this kingdom, no one keeps it. You know, only a small remnant keeps it. You know, and you are rebellious. You know, you always want to do what you feel like you should do. You always in that what's that do as thy will spirit. You know, you don't take no account of your life by doing those things as well. And this is verse 4. For they are impudent children and stiff-hearted. You know, you hard-headed. You know, you want to do what you want to do, but the Lord gonna have you in a trick bag. And it says, I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith Yahweh power, and they, whether they were hear or whether they were forbear, for they are rebellious house, yet shall they know there have been a prophet among them. So, you know, we supposed to come out here regardless if you hear us, if you don't hear us. We supposed to come out here and tell you what Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai has to say according to his word. You know, we supposed to come out here to the highways and the hedges, you know, and tell you what Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai Salakia, Yahweh Shai said. In verse 6, And thou, son of man, be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their words. You know why? Because Jake always got some slick shit to say. Always got something to say, you know. Thou bears and thorns be with thee, and thou doest well among scorpions. Be not afraid of their words, nor be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. Why I say don't be afraid of they look? Because, you know, Jake want to look all stocky, built, want to be looking scary, and they the softest men on the motherfucking planet. The softest men, you know? Because if Esau was to tell their ass something, they ain't gonna rebuild. They gonna sit there and listen. Oh, it don't matter what it's about. Whether it's about money, how to get your 401k, whatever it is, they gonna sit there and listen. But when we telling them something that's good for their life, to tell them that these other nations are your enemy, they don't want to hear none of that. Why? Because they love a fucking oppression. They love being oppressed in this goddamn kingdom. And they shall speak my words unto them. So what we supposed to speak? We supposed to speak this word, this truth, you know, to them. And thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they hear or whether they forbear, they are most rebellious. You know, and the Lord just keep repeating himself, because the Lord know you motherfuckers are rebellious, like, you know, you want to do anything in this world but get this truth. You know, and this is life. You know, what you seeking after is death. I'm trying to give you that life. You know. And then we're gonna go to a parable. We're gonna go to Matthew 25. This is the parable of the talents. We going as I go through, I'm gonna start breaking it down about what certain things mean. Cause I'm gonna go into two parables today. It says, "For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling to a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods." You know, and who is that man? That's Yahweh Shai. You know, because it says a man traveling to a far country who called his own servants and delivered him to his goods. So the Lord is giving us, because the talents represents wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of this truth. You know, of this Bible, the true understanding of it. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey. So the Lord gave one man, you know, 5 talents, you know, meaning he gave him much understanding, much wisdom, much knowledge of the scriptures, you know. And he gave another man too a different level, right? Because every man of the Lord not gonna have the same wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you know, because it'll be impossible for me to have the same wisdom as Elder Tahar, you know, or the other men that came before me, you know, because they've been doing it longer. They've been standing stiffly for the name of the Lord, you know. They've been you know, been rooted and grounded in this truth, you know. So I can't just come into the fold, you know, and think I'm just gonna, my knowledge and understanding is just gonna be above them. That's not gonna happen. So the Lord gave us, you know, different levels of talents, you know, 1 5, 1 2, and 1 1. And then it reads, verse 16, "Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents." So the man that had 5 talents, he doubled up on what, Salaki. So the man with 5 talents, he doubled up on what the Lord gave him, you know. He took what he had and he doubled up on it, you know. He made good on what he was given, you know. He didn't hide his works, you know, his faith, you know. He kept and that word traded means to produce, you know. Let me get it. Be patient with me, Akim.
Strong's G 2038. Ergazamai.
That word traded means Greek word is igazama. Igazama. And it says to work, labor, do work, to trade, to make gains by trading, do business, to do, exercise, perform, commit, to cause, to exist, produce, to work for, earn by working, to acquire, you know. So when he says he traded, you know, he was working, you know, laboring, so to speak, in this truth. You know, that's a man today who's laboring in this truth, you know, trying to double up on what he had, you know, because the Lord gave him a certain amount, but he doubled up on it, you know. And it says likewise, verse 17, it says, "And likewise he that received 2, he also gained other 2." You know, so the man that received 2, he also did the same thing. You know, he doubled up on whatever the Lord gave him. In verse 18, "But he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth and hid his Lord's money." You know, this is the Lord's money. You are rich by knowing these scriptures, you know, to the which is the truth, you know. This is how you made rich, you know. But he hid it, you know. What you mean by he hid it? He have wisdom, knowledge and understanding. But instead of him laboring, keeping the commandments of the Lord, keeping the high holy days, because the Day of Atonement just passed, going out to the highways and the hedges. These are all things of work, labor, of you showing your faith, posting your videos, throughout the week. These are all things that you are laboring, But instead, he did nothing. He hid the Lord's money, knowing the Lord is an austere man, knowing the Lord don't play like that. The Lord don't play no motherfucking games. But what did he do? He hid the Lord's money, He hid this truth. He hid who he was, And I got a precept on that too. This is a precept on that. This is because how he hid in the Lord's money and everything. And this is Matthew 5 verse 14. It says, "You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid." It says, "Neither do men light a candle and put it on a bushel, but on a candlestick." You don't light a candle so to just only light the under. Like, let's say if you got a dresser or something, you're not gonna put the candle under the dresser to only light under the dresser. There's no need for that. You put it on a candlestick on top of the dresser so it can give you light to the whole room. And this is the same thing we doing. We're laboring out here, coming to the highways and hedges, so we can give light to those the Lord intended it to get to. And you can't hide this truth. You're not supposed to hide this truth. It says, "Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light into all that are in the house." When you see things happening in the world, you don't just hide it. You don't feel like doing a video on it. You don't just not do it. You don't just not put the information out there. You put the information out there on YouTube or whatever you pushing it on. Mainly it's YouTube. And that's how you give light to other men that's in the house. This brotherhood, the ministry. And it says, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven," which is Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. That's what you're doing it for. You're not just doing it for you. You're doing it to show that you love Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah first and foremost, because this is the same thing. It was like, who was that? When the Lord said, "Lovest thou me?" to Peter, and he asked him 3 times. He said, I lovest you, right? And then the Lord said, "Feed my sheep." So that's what we're doing. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be feeding the Lord's sheep. Whether if they over you or under you, still supposed to be feeding, because you might have something that the other brothers don't have, but yet if you do a video on it, other brothers gonna inspire to do videos on it, so you can get it out there more and more. We're gonna go back to verse 19, and it reads, "After a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents." He doubled up, saying, "Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more." Something that we already broke down. "And this Lord said unto him, Well done, thy good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. You know, by doing this work, you got to understand that your labor is not in vain. You know, the Lord sees everything that you're doing. He sees when you're keeping the commandments, seeing that you're trying to get yourself in order, get your house in order, seeing that you coming out to the highways and hedges, teaching his people, you know, seeing that you keeping the high holy days, rehearsing the righteous acts, you know, in a wicked ass society, in a wicked ass kingdom. The Lord sees all these things, you know. And what do we say? He say, thou good and faithful servant, you know. That has been faithful over a few things. You know, this is just a few things. You know, but the Lord gonna make you ruler over many things. You know, he might have you ruling over your own planet, you know. That's something that the Lord can do, because it says, roughly paraphrasing, it says that the Lord, I go prepare a place, for in my Father's house are many mansions. Where's the Father? He's in the heavens, you know. And that's many mansions, different planets, different galaxies, and things like that. There is no end to the Lord's work. And I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. And he says, and he also that have received 2 talents came and said, Lord, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have 144,000, but it's going to be different levels of government, you know. The people that came in the 3rd hour is going to be over the people that came in the 6th and 9th. And whoever came in the 9th is going to be over, you know, it's going to keep going like that. In verse 11, and when they have received it, they murmur against the good men in the house. Because, you know, they was like, damn, I was laboring all this time, and I got the same thing as a man that came in at the last got. You know, and they were like, damn, is this right? You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, they feel played pretty much. In verse 12 saying, these last have wrought but 1 hour. You know, they only labor 1 hour. This is what he's talking about. And thou hast made them equal unto us. You know, because you got to understand, shit, if you at a job right now, right, you got to put in perspective. If you at a job and you've been working 8 hours a day, right, but a person came in and they only work 2 hours, you know, but they get the same paycheck you get, you gonna be hot, you know. In verse 12, yeah, and saying these last have wrought but 1 hour, thou hast made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden in the heat of the day. But he answered one of them and said, friend, I do thee no wrong. You know, the Lord is not doing you any wrong, you know. Does this not agree with me for a penny? That's what the Lord is saying. He said, you agree with me for a penny. And so if that was the agreement, why should I give you more? No matter how much work you put in, you still agree for a penny, you know. And that penny is the best penny you can ever motherfucking get in this world, you know. And he answered, oh, it's like I already read that. It says, verse 14, take that thine is and go thy way. I will give unto this last even as unto thee. Is it not lawful for me to do what I will with my own? Is thy eye evil because I am good? That's a question. So the last shall be first and the first last, for many be called but few chosen. You know, you want to make sure that you are called and want to make sure that you are chosen furthermore, you know, because the Lord, he gonna give you that penny if you be unmovable and steadfast in his truth, if you laboring and doing what you need to do. Is there anything else? I know I had some other scriptures. We're going to go to Daniel 12 and 2. I had this for a reason, but I don't remember. So we ain't gonna get that. We gonna go to we gonna go to 1 Corinthians 15 and 58. And this is what I was talking about. This is 1 Corinthians 15 and 58. It says, therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, Yahabashim Yahushua, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain. So the Lord sees you, whether you came in at the 3rd, the 6th, the 9th, or the 11th hour. You got to understand, no matter what you do, as long as you are laboring in the power and spirit of Yahabashim Yahushua, the Lord knows that your labor is not in vain. The Lord see the men that came in and was laboring for 30 plus years. The Lord see that. The Lord is not going pretty much not give you according to your works. And I had another one. Second Esdras 2 and 47. Matter of fact, we're going to start at verse 45. It said, he answered and said unto me, these be they that have put off the mortal clothing. What's the mortal clothing? You still in your wickedness. You still doing what's contrary to these scriptures, to this book. And it reads, and he answered, Salaki. Matter of fact, we're going to start at verse 42. We're going to jump up. I, Esdras, saw upon the Mount Sion a great people whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with songs. Those are the people who was laboring, not hiding their talents, who was laboring for that penny. These are the people that Esdras saw. And in the midst of them was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest. That's Yahushua he's describing. Because he said, in the midst of them was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns. That is the crown that that is the penny that the Lord is gonna give you. That is what you that's why the Lord gave you your specific talents. I broke down the ones that's gonna double up, and there's some that's gonna fall out this truth, because they hide in their talent. And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. Because when you see it, that's gonna be something that's gonna be graduation day. You probably didn't graduate from high school or whatever. You probably didn't go to college and graduate from college. But this is the graduation you need to attend, that you should want to attend. And so I asked the angel and said, sir, what are these? He answered and said to me, these be they that have put off the mortal clothing, meaning they put down that wickedness. They put down that the ways of this world, this wicked ass kingdom. They put all that down and put on the immortal, and having confessed the name of the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. You know, it says, and they put on the immortal. What's the immortal? You keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments. You keeping the high holy days. You doing and performing righteousness. You having faith in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. And have confessed the name of the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. Now are they crowned and receive palms. You know, you getting crowned. You know, you happy. You know, because graduation day, you always going to be happy. This is going to be the best graduation day ever. In verse 46, then said I unto the angel, what young person is it that crowneth them and give them palms in their hands? You know, he was asking, who is that? You know, and so he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of the Most High, Yahweh Shai. That's the Son, in whom they have confessed in the world, which is why I'm putting out a video right now. We confessing Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and other men before me, you know. And then began I greatly commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord, you know. Stand stiffly for the name of the Lord, you know. Don't matter what, you know, if you're going through your little hell, you know, don't matter how much you catching. You know, you got some men who on a breathing, I don't know exactly what it's called, but it look like a breathing machine. You got tubes out, down through his body and things like that. He's still doing the work. He's still laboring, you know. And that's for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, you know, and that's also for you too, because he putting out valuable information. He's showing you. He's not even telling you. He's showing you what type of spirit you need to have, you know. What man you know, what person you know at church who got tubes, you know, going through their body, probably on oxygen tank, and who's still doing the work of the Lord. They calling out that Sunday. You know, other men that's in these churches, they calling out that Sunday. You know, they saying I'm down, I'm weak, I ain't got the strength, but that man got the strength and he's still going. You know, the water get high by Shem Yahweh Shah for that brother, you know, because even that is a faith booster to brothers, you know, to keep going, keep laboring. And that was all that I had. I just wanted to break down those two parables, you know. And I just want to say, keep laboring, you know. Don't hide your talent. Do not hide your talent for nothing. Not for your family, your friends, the people at your job, you know. It don't matter, you know. Because the Lord is going to come back in your lifetime, you know. The Lord is going to come back and he going to make do on what he said, you know. And that brings me to a scripture, roughly paraphrasing. He said, what if you don't believe? Should I not, basically, should the Lord still not do what he said he was going to do? So that meaning, you being that man of one talent, and if you hide your talent, right, and you not laboring for that penny, is the Lord just going to stop because you stop? No. And it was another thing I should have kept reading, because when the man that hear his one talent, he gave it to another brother. You know, he gave it to the man that had 5 talents. You know, and that's just gonna be another thing. The men that fall out this truth, okay, that's fine. You go back into the world, you know, but I'm gonna give you what you had. I'm gonna give it to another brother who gonna stand stiffly for the name of the Lord, who gonna do the work that I called out, that I wanted him to do, so to speak. You know. So you can't leave. It ain't no leaving this thing. Once you here, you in it. You know, to death. And even after death, you still in it. You know. So what's the point of leaving? You know, because if you go out back into the world, you gonna die. You know, and this is hope right here. You know, this is hope. This is life. So choose life rather than death. Even if you do gotta die in this truth. No, because before I tell you my father's dream. This is when I wasn't in the truth or anything. But when I came into the truth, it made sense to me. He told me that when I was leaving to go to Georgia and I went back to Ohio, he told me a dream. He say, I saw a dream that we was walking hand in hand, so to speak, right? And then as we was walking together, you start going your own way, so to speak. You know, this was years back then. He said you start going, basically going another route, going your own typical way, you know? And he said that he saw a machine, right? Cause he thinking of some, you know, some machine at at work or something, and he say that this machine cut off your head, right? And I ain't understand at the time, but the men that's been before me, they made me understand dreams even when I didn't understand them, you know? And they said, this the machine that cut off your head. And he was trying to call me back before the machine cut off my head. And he said, you won't come back, you know? And Lord will, that dream do happen, you know? Because I already lost my life, you know, in this world, you know? I lost it for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah first and foremost, you know. Whether I gotta die, it is what it is, you know. But when I think back on things like that, it makes me happy, you know. It allows me to keep going, you know, because I ain't got no. I remember I used to cry in the mirror because I did a testimony before. I remember I used to cry in the mirror. And I say, I'm just ready to die. This when I was 8 years old. I was just ready to die. You know, I was ready to go out. Because the shit I was going through as a child, I was ready to go the fuck out. And say, fuck it. But you know, I thank, you know, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah for bringing me into this truth. And for allowing me to get what I have, you know. Because this is life right here. This is what should keep you going, you know. This is what protects your family, you know. This right here, knowing the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of this truth, you know. And first and foremost, knowing who your power is, you know. That's first and foremost, you know. Because other men, they gonna know wisdom and knowledge and understanding too, but it's gonna be stripped away from them, you know. Because they put Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah on the back burner, you know. Lord will, because you know when I do these lessons, I'm really speaking to myself as well, you know. I speak to myself first and foremost. But I'm gonna stop ranting, you know. I keep going on, you know. But Lord will that you was edified and you got what you needed. Lord will that you examine yourself daily to see what you need to take out and what you need to take in, you know. Take in this truth and strip out the ways of this world. So with that, I'm going to give our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostle and elders of great millstone, who's standing stiffly for the name of the Lord, who's teaching me how to do the same. So with that, I say shalom.